Hey, what's going on, y'all? Back with another one. Back with another one. This is the Daily Hump Dump, the fifth edition, and yeah, it's just some technical difficulties on my side, but don't mind. I did the Minoans part two from 3 and 4. I hope y'all enjoyed it. It was just a series I it just ended, so whatever. What's going on like that? Yeah, who just made a post? Sick of this shit. Um, I'm gonna talk about old girl making a dumb statement about the adult industry, and she try to say they gonna get rid of OL. I don't buy that at all. And this is the type of BS that I see in these so-called managed spaces that already died in the early 2020s. And you have to understand that's been complete since the fallouts of 2.0 and them niggas on there. And a lot of idiots is falling suit for that Kevin Samuel shit. That shit is dead, man. I'm trying to tell y'all something. That shit is gone. What's going on, AP TV? Salute. And a girl be talking some dumbass shit. Like, I'm just gonna address it. The reason it's part of current events. I'm gonna talk about a little bit of everything else. I'm gonna address this a little bit. Girl, they are not gonna get rid of that because of human trafficking. The only way they're gonna get rid of it if the whole country collapse. And what she's trying to do, and that Candace Owens is a fucking idiot. Anybody listen to her is crazy. And that just proves my point. What is wrong with um and that's just what I'm saying. I don't know what we're trying to what's going on. Okay. Now I'm just trying to get my little group in. But yeah, she said the dumbest shit that I've heard on a video, and I had to click off on it. I said, bitch, who cares? Like, that shit is retarded. Like, who is gonna get rid of the adult industry? That's $1 billion business. And see, this is the BS for these females. Like, see, females like that, like her, I ain't got a screenshot of her. Y'all know what I'm talking about with the piercings, the two piercings. Y'all go look at her. I think her name is It's Tay, baby. She tried to say they're trying to ban all that. They're not banning that. Y'all are delusional as hell. You know how many females that watch adult films? A lot. So don't get me started. They love that promotion. They want the attention because the dudes are not marrying these things all the way around. Y'all are so dumb, bro. Like, y'all have no idea who runs that. Why you think No Diggity, aka No Diddy, Pauls, is in trouble right now? He's done. That Cassie slap, that shit was real. We saw the footage. And she wasn't lying, but that happens. And like I said, why you with him? I don't want to care about the I with him. It's the fact that he abused, a so-called woman or whatever. I ain't saying she's strutting around. She ain't one of those. I don't even consider her therapist. She's halfway. You know what I consider? She ain't even built like that. A lot of them now, I'll say Nikki, all them, yeah, they hoes. But the ones that like Cass, nah. She's probably don't even put it now. She has the modeling face, but she's not the type. No, she's an artist. Now, Diddy was trying to turn her out. So, see, stuff like this and these people talking about relationships, they're the main ones that I see, like her and Tay. This is what's wrong with these certain spaces. You allow hoes like this with the piercings on her cheek, and they act like a hoe right now. She ain't no woman. She's just acting like a hoe right now. Everybody knows it. I'm just gonna say I don't care. You can't say you're anti-OF, but your supporters support it. She don't even know her audience. The reason they subscribe to her channel because she mentions KS and all them. That's how she got those subscribers and views. I'm just gonna say it. I don't care for the dude. I don't give a fuck about that dude because I already know what he is, and everybody knows what he is. And Tasi broke him down. I never followed dude. I heard other people talked about him. I think the years of 2020 and 2021 and before his death. The man's not all that, man. Like, I never liked his content. His content was catered to narcissistic women. The reason why they subscribe to him, why I call him narcissist, because he's one. But here's the thing about Kevin, he never told on himself he was a narc. See, most narcissists, you have to understand, they think they're better than everybody. Yeah, it's more than just gaslighting. See, the hoes, they use it wrong. How you explain a narcissist makes sense. They're the ones think they have an inflated ego, they're better than you. Yeah, you have the psycho narcs in the world. Yeah, you got some a little bit of sociopath habit, but they're rare. But here's the thing. Most people, when I break down, I think I explained this to my mother. I said, they have this philosophy, right? Now, I talked about utilitarianism a lot on this channel, and I talked about it 3 years ago. And I said something in the blog stream too. Yeah, and I said something right here with this DHD, it's a daily don't help and then current events. I'm saying that their viewpoint is utilitarian. Now, I heard Mr. Z said this several times on Roger Report's panel since 2020, and then the next year on when I was fucking with Art New Style on his channel. I don't be over there as much. But I'm just saying, a lot of these females, they have that mindset. Now, I understand why Kevin is appealing to most people. The man at the time, they thought he was one of them. No. Now, you do have some narcissist men in the 2.0 space and some of 1.0 and all that. That's what they are, and they're delusional. The real men are not narcs like that. The ones that actually call it out, they're not. If they was really narcs, they would be like a Kevin Samuels or a Donald Trump. They tell on themselves, but they're community narcissists. What they do is they sound controlling, but they're not. There can be pushovers if he met with the right person. But see, Kevin know how to attack weak people. See, weak females, weak motherfuckers, like weak women, what we call weak females, they're weak automatically. They think Kevin was going to give them a husband. And Kevin's not a dating coach. Kevin was a semi-player, whatever you want to call him, but he used that as a hustle in sales. I didn't buy in that because I knew what his angle was. He took certain things from those niggas like BGS and all them, and he docked up other stuff, and he stole a lot of stuff from 1.0. But in reality, he understood what 1.0 was. One thing I can commend him on, like, I don't care for the dude. I don't care about his same sexual behind. He exposed a lot of narcissistic women online, offline, and they draw to him. That's why he had those views, and that's why he got 1 million. We watched, I think me and Kuda watched him get 1 million. I was watching online on this particular computer right here, and I'll never forget it. But old girl was trying to use the KS model. See, that's what happens when you fools. When he passed away, y'all want to take something. It's just crazy. What's going on? And it's just like she said, and I watched the video. You can type in, say, they're going to ban OF and this use candles, which is dumb. And I just look at it like this. Oh, girl, they're not going to ban OF because, number one, it makes a lot of money. And number two, they're not going to ban, adult stuff, And yeah, I'm going to say pornography. They're not going to ban that. No. And Candace Owens is trying to push that. That's what I heard from Instagram and X. I don't say Twitter because it's formerly known as Twitter, but it's X. Them two platforms, be careful what you watch on X and Instagram. That's not a good source. And we know it's a bunch of lies on there. Anybody that says something on X or Instagram don't know what the hell they're talking about. The OnlyFans thing is still pushing, it's still thriving because more people join every day. You got celebrities is trying to get cash because they broken their settings of where they at. See, a lot of people's trying to clamp down on TikTok. This is about TikTok, really. A lot of these females need to get off TikTok. They're going to get rid of it. They're mad. You know why they're mad? Why they want OF destroyed? Because they don't like each other. They know damn well that TikTok is a threat to this country somewhat. I don't care for TikTok, to be honest with you, but I don't use it because you got a lot of weirdo niggas be over there too, and then Angry Man and all them. And I saw that. And I said this, I think 3 years ago, and then I said this a long time that they was going to take that over. But see, TikTok was trying to market itself as one of these Instagram replacements. Backfired. There was a dude, there's an Australian dude, I forget his name, but he's a white dude. I think he's from Australia, but he moves around New Zealand. But he kept talking about this TikTok shit back in 2019. TikTok this, TikTok that. It's gonna take over Instagram. Like, get the fuck out. No, it didn't. Motherfucker, no, it didn't. It just backfired. It gave people views and ran their mouth. And females kept telling on themselves over time during the pandemic. Oh, TikTok was was something in the pandemic. Everybody was on TikTok, and then Kuda kept saying it's the next big thing. He said it like the next year, like 2021. No, it wasn't. TikTok wasn't shit. It didn't really kick. TikTok didn't really kicked off until, like, to me personally, it's 2021. They try to say it kicked off 2020. No, it didn't. TikTok was the new thing. Nobody was fucking with it at the time, because 2020 at the time, people still messing with YouTube. You got to remember the pandemic era, how it started. It actually started 2019 and the 2020 in the beginning. But you got to understand why 2019 is so special. There was a lot of regulations coming to Google and YouTube about the P-file stuff and what happened to Tumblr. That's all connected to this company. And they're getting destroyed. And then the Diddy thing, if you notice, Diddy's getting destroyed as well. Everybody's getting destroyed in 2024. I try to tell you, this is the end time reset. Now we're trying to see who's who out here. And online, offline. It's just now you know where your card's at. So 2020 I'll say from 2022 exposed a lot of people. See, 2020, everybody was on panels. I started out as a panelist at first when I came back. I didn't think I was ever going to do content again. But when I say it in 2021, what I really saw, TikTok was thriving. That's their thriving year. See that every time they thrive, they say a whole lot of dumb stuff. A lot of females was on it. They was on it. They wasn't on like that. Yeah, you see Shira 7 on when she started. And then TikTok, I don't mess with it. I'm just looking at it like, why is it a big thing? And I'll tell you why it's a big thing, because they was getting ousted out on YouTube. You have to understand, a lot of times the stuff kind of worked. Yes, dudes should not argue with females. Shouts out to Hicks Uncensored. That's a great channel. Y'all need to watch. He be watching these body cams, and man, he be going in on these fools on it. And it is funny as hell. He's very balanced too. And that's why I like his style. And I like his commentary on those issues. I can watch him all day talking about these body cams. If I see body cams, I'm subscribe to those channels, because it's amazing how people get emotional about the internet. And then you see these internet people get caught. They get so entitled. And a lot of people try to say, is narcissist people entitled? Absolutely. Look at Trump. But the average people have an entitlement. So they're taught that way. It's not their fault that they're taught that way. A lot of people think that's red pill. No, that's blue pill shit. That's what's wrong with America right now. That utilitarianism, and shouts out to Cerulean, he broke this down 3 years ago, and he said it is very blue pill. It is very blue pill. And now I realize it now, and that you put that together, now you understand why Kevin existed. You understand why Trump existed, his years of being president. He actually exposed how narcissistic America is, the mass of people, the sheep. And a lot of people try to say, is narcissism a bad word? To me, it's not. It's just a personality disorder. Sometimes it's the way who they are. And someone was born with it, someone was taught. That's the only disorder that can be taught with the disorder over time when you get older. As a child, and or most people that's community, they're born with it. So it's kind of like a natural thing. You have to have that natural personality. You develop it over time. You get hardened when you get older. You get a little stubborn, and they don't tell you shit. But I leave those people alone. They don't last long. They don't live long, because I know what happens in the hood sense. You have a lot of sociopaths, right? They can't stand them. They'll get a psychopath to get rid of them. It happens all the time in prison. And women get with these. She tries to say, I was dating another. Yeah, most hood dudes, and no matter what, if he's a hood or not a hood dude, or any dude, I'll say it like this: urban and suburban, yeah, you have a bunch of narc men around. I'm just saying, do you have narc females around? Absolutely. But what creates them? The dudes, the guys that, what y'all call PNRs, them. But not all of them are like that. But the ones that are hardened, yeah, they're the worst. The running mouth from telling their homeboys, they deserve death all the time. That's why in the 90s, they got their heads blown away. And they still did in the 2000s. Somewhere around 2012, when Obama became president again, they freed everybody, and same sexuals. You have a bunch of them that are narcs too. All of them are like that. All of them are like that. Because that's in their nature. You have to understand, this is a finesse world of them, and then they pushing this utilitarian concepts on your ass. Every facet platform that you enjoy. So you got to be careful what you say on other platforms, not just YouTube, not just Google and YouTube. Google and YouTube is mainstream media. They already hijacked. It's been destroyed a long time. I told you, YouTube died since 2012. Afterwards, it got worse and worse, and you got a bunch of these idiots around. That's why you got girls like It's Tay Baby or something like that. She said it's the end of all. Stop it. Y'all be on TikTok, be capping, and y'all don't even like each other. It will never happen, because most females will watch that adult stuff, adult films, and all that stuff. You're not banning that. No, it's $1 billion business. You got human trafficking. You got all types of stuff that's going on. And that's why Diddy exists. That's why his power is going to reign. I'm not saying going to nothing happen to him. No, it's going to something happen to it. He's going to be replaced. And then the next fool will be similar to him. So it's hunting season for those guys. It's over. You heard what Cat Williams said. He ain't saying nothing wrong. It's the stuff that you participate. See, you dudes on these panels arguing with these females, they already looking at you, and then they can report your ass anytime. Not just from the job, but this content alone. Let's go on, Khalil Bell. Yeah, exactly. Whether they want to hear it or not. Yeah, I think Cerulean broke that down. He broke that down beautifully 3 years ago. And that's what they don't want to hear it or not, because most of them are. But if you're red pill like me, I'm beyond red pill, so I'm in the darker center. But you got to be indifferent. You got to be nonchalant just a little bit. It's not wrong being nonchalant about the BS. That's the way. And a lot of people try to say, is narcissism considered nonchalant? Not necessarily, no. Because narcissists, they think they're better than everybody. They have an inflated ego. You can't tell them nothing. They're the entitled people. That's why you got a lot of entitled females that think like that. Most dudes and women have that mindset. No, it's not even a gender thing. It's a people problem. And they're the worst. And then when you get guys like Trump, a lot of people like him. They love his narcissism because they're narcissistic. I figured it out from Ramil shit and all that. And I understand. And I'm not mad. That's just people don't fuck with them long term. That happens all the time. You see that in the hoods all the time while I was growing up. Even though I grew up in the hood in my early youth and then moved to the suburbs at 6, went back and forth in the hood. And I see it all the time. People don't even like each other over time. It happens. You got a lot of sociopaths, psychopaths, and you got narcissists. Those 3 personalities that I talk about on this channel. And just a little bit why I say that. A lot of psychopaths, what you call today, if you play GTA 5, they're the Trevor Phillips types do exist. There's a lot of them out there. They go extreme and above beyond. And yes, they care about their own little circle. And you got some psychopaths, are classic psychopaths, they just don't care and just be super nonchalant and they become beasts. Then you got another layer of psychopath that has a little narcissism, think they better than everybody. That'd be like, who the guy they killed in that game? Brad. He would be considered that. And that's a damn shame. But that goes to show you that's a rare trait. And the classical psychopath doesn't exist anymore. It's the Trevor Phillips types. Then you got the sociopaths like Franklin that's nonchalant, normal, smokes weed, and don't give a damn. He's natural. And then Michael's the stealth type. He's a traditional sociopath and all that. But the narcissist, like a Devin Weston, a billionaire, yeah, they become narcissistic and they're born with it. Someone's born into money, they're community narcissists. They act like they care about the people, but they don't. They love words of affirmation and everything else. The reason I'm throwing it around and women don't understand it, both genders can be it at the same time. And without the capabilities of what I'm saying is they get upset when I talk about things like that. Yeah, they're cerebral type. They're very cerebral, but all of them have this mindset. But how they deal with narcissistic people is very easy. I told my mom, they just don't live long. They don't control shit. Only ones I would say are narcissists that came close was Donald Trump. He came close, but he ain't got if he was a little younger, if Trump was like, I think if he was about 45 years old right now, to 50 years old right now, he was able to do it. There's a lot of presidents of the United States that have it, but they have that utilitarian mindset, even though you have to have a little narcissism in your blood and that masonry shit. Some of it has it. It's not that many. And then you got most Masons, they allow sociopaths, but that's a whole nother story. I ain't gonna get into Freemasonry and all that. I ain't gonna go crazy with it. But I'm just saying, like, a lot of dudes that get caught up in that president shit, it's backed by those people. But Trump went against that system and they said, hell no. They said, hell no. That's why he's not president now. And now he's, fighting the tricks that people get. It's what he get. And most people see what Trump did expose. There's more people that think like him. And I'll never forget that election with him and Biden, that first time they went. 74 million people voted for Trump, and they proved my point why America is still have that mindset. And there's nothing wrong with that. Just say what you are. Then the 84% ain't going for it because you do have a lot of psychopaths amongst America as well that want to vote for Joe Biden. I understand that. Sociopath people's in betweeners. They really not in betweeners. They're really above the two. That means they don't say much. They're normal. Or less 84% of the people Joe Biden are sociopathic mind, a mix of psychopathy. You know, it's a whole nother talk. That's a whole nother story I can give y'all on the blog stream. But I just want to talk about these narcissistic women. See, narcissistic women, what makes them dangerous? And the dude taught them how to be this way, and they were spoiled and coddled. They get so dangerous, they'll say some dumb stuff like, let's ban OF. Y'all the ones wanted OF. Y'all wanted the money. That's why simps exist. And he said the incel, it was bigger than the incel shit. The incel shit is what's being these spaces. Y'all allowed them. You allowed the same sexual people like Kevin and all them. And that's why Kevin is so notorious of who he is. Now, I'm not dissing the fact that people like him. That's cool. But y'all have to be careful. The lot of shit he say is bullshit. I ain't going to respect a man that's been married multiple times. No, my parents been married for like, 40 years? And they're separated. That's a whole nother topic. I'm not going to get into that. My parents' marriage like that, but I'm just saying, for example, 40 years of two different ideologies. It happens all the time. You got people that's married 30 years that don't stay in the same house no more. Before the pandemic, they was. Now it's separate. It's a whole nother story. And you got these people that can speak on relationships. I can speak on them because, one, I've been in one and knew what it was. It's brief. I ain't going to go in depth why I got rid of this girl. Because I already knew she wasn't about shit. No way. She was damaged goods. That's why I'm not really married. I'm not preaching marriage. Marriage is the one thing. But it's a lot of people try to say it's bigger than the contract. So you dudes never had a stable family. I can subscribe to. The only problem with marriage for me is they ain't gonna let you have multiple wives. Like it says in the scripture. They won't let you have that. I support that on the low. But the problem is now, you know, when I look at when you get older, what's the point? You know, at this point, what's the point? Now, me, when I was in my 20s, I thought about monogamy. Monogamy to me is bullshit now. When I was younger, I got caught up in that shit. And I wasn't that blue pilled in it. I was like a little red pilled, but I had control. I would have had the perfect wife or whatever, you know. So I would have did what some of you niggas did. But me, be honest with you, I'm glad I didn't get married in my 20s. You know why? Because I realized I ain't had that financial stuff. I mean, I had some money, but I didn't have a whole lot. So in my early 20s, I did the right thing in 21. So I focused on myself that whole year. See, I had that mindset from 15 when my grandmother passed away, even though I was on those antidepressants trying to get them off, you know, struggle with my dereliction, infliction problems that I dealt with. But when I found out that it didn't work out with me and her is, that's one of the reasons I was entrenched in these type of spaces. I would say this is right around, I was in YouTube at this time. I started in 07 on my old channel. This is like 08 and 09. You see, I was entrenched in it. I always had that mindset. I just didn't like feminism. But then at the time, that's what 1.0 was about. Now, 2.0 or 2.0 spaces, all they care about is same sexual shit and females and talking about relationships. That's not content. Okay, well, nobody said that is not content. I know dudes want relationships on the low, but that's not the matrix. The matrix is the whole system of what you're dealing with. The same people that runs the planet destroy. Relationships just a distraction for you to get the significant other or whatever you want to get her pregnant. That's cool and have a family, right? That's how you start out. When you're young, you think about you at this point, but it's understandable. Like a lot of people like marriage. Now this, what's his divorce lawyer I saw from Night Talks channel. He was in my algorithm. He dropped some game about the fact that relationships that, you know, a lot of people don't believe in monogamy no more. And there's some truth. There's a reason why people are not getting married. Monogamy is fake. The woman cheats on you and leaves you anytime. Yeah, you know, we do the same thing. The only difference is with us, we have an incentive, but weak males stay. Real men leave that shit and cut it off. That's what real men do. This is the difference. See, males end up causing the problems. And then these women go, those are men. No, they're not. Those are males. Those are boys. Females be saying that. Don't realize they think they're women, but they're not. But you have to understand, a lot of times people get caught up like, girl like Tay. And I'm using Tay example. She said the dumbest stuff about that OF shit. First of all, they'll never get rid of a site like that because it costs a lot of money. It's a billions and billions of dollars. A lot of people got to understand human trafficking exists. I'm against that. I'm against all that shit. But you have to understand why it's a big business. She has to understand the reason people that watch that stuff, that's a distraction. We know that. Life say it costs probably not necessarily. It depends on the addiction. I don't have that addiction for it. I mean, we all have our experiences with it. And it's everywhere now. They try to say, "Oh, adult stuff ain't everywhere." Yeah, it is. You see it on Telegram. You see it on Reddit. You see it on a little bit of YouTube. You see it on Google a little bit on the searches. Hell, you see it on Instagram. Well, Instagram's notorious for that. And they have a if you subscribe to one of those models pages, I'll give you an example, or celebrities or anybody you mess with on Instagram. If you subscribe to anybody's content, similar to YouTube, right? You get to see all their wild stuff, and they don't get reported. And there's another thing about Instagram. They got the broadcast channel, the podcast, wherever you want to call it. They try to compete with YouTube on that. See, Instagram channels, these broadcast channels, if you follow someone like that, they'll put you in, invite you, and then they just throw you in there. Similar to, they try to compete with Telegram because Telegram got channels as well, private and whatever, other platforms. X got what? Spaces. They got all that. All that stems from, y'all know where that stems from, right? Y'all got to go back to the pandemic of 2020 and 2021. It all stems from YouTube. Remember we did all those streams? That all stem from YouTube. And she don't realize Tay is a follower of what we did to these spaces and made it more. There's a balance between what Kevin is saying and what we're saying. That's why my streams is what they are. But if you notice, watch my old streams, we was the forefathers of all these movements you see online. They don't want to give us credit, but they know we're the ones that laid the foundation of have conversations and talk about things like that. That's why you got World Class going against the Lapeef Network. Shouts out to him. He destroyed a lot of dudes like that. You got people in every community that used to be in the so-called conscious community bodying them. You got the Queen Maker, her clown self, destroying everybody. You know what I'm saying? This is the type of stuff that we're seeing. Yeah, men versus males, facts, And that's what it's always been about. It's just, I've been pushing that. I would say I was pushing that probably 2 years ago. See, 3 years ago, I wasn't pushing that. We talked about it? Did we talk about the conversation? Yeah, I talked about those guys, Dre and, Cerulean and all that. But we talked about it. I watched some of the old streams just recently, a couple of days ago, and then the other night, and I said we had some good conversations. Even the Friday Special Madness, if you watch that's the very beginning of this kind. That's what this is similar. This is similar to Friday Special Madness, and I want to keep this DHD thing a quibble. And the reason why we call it the Daily Dump Hump, we talk about current events, what's going on. Yeah, the war is a mess up there. I ain't gonna get into it. The playoffs are typical. Yeah, Kyrie lost last night. It's a little sports. I know people don't like sports like that. The ones that do, you watch them play, but you know what I'm talking about. Kyrie lost the game, but they was missing that lively dude. He kind of stopped old boy Edwards and all that. Edwards has sports life said he's not no Michael Jordan, but he's on the right path. First overall pick, he's on the right path. I don't know if they're gonna win the next game, but the winner of that game plays Boston. You already know Boston swept that team. So it's going to be a whole nother series to look at and look into. But old girl just got hurt me in the beginning of the stream trying to say OF is going to go away. No, it's not. As long as I don't mess with OF. I don't mess with OnlyFans like that. And I don't even subscribe to this stuff. I know what it is. I see it all the time on X, which is known as Twitter all the time. That stuff ain't going away. Can you imagine the riot they will have, these females and these bull daggers and these dykes? They just, did I say all that? Yeah, that's same-sexual women, lesbian, whatever you want to call it, but they always want to be called that. But that's what they was called back then. But no shots at them. But I'm just saying, I don't care for them really. But how much violence they will bring. And women don't even, females don't like each other. They're so-called women, but they don't even like each other like that. You think, and Tay has to understand is when you're in these so-called spaces of so-called red pill spaces, you have male talking points, baby. They're not going to follow you. And she says she's half black, Filipina, and Latina. I think she's just Latin. I think she's half this and half Latino. I don't buy the Filipino, but I don't see it. I just see Latin with that little drippy chin. And that's just how it was. I was pushing the men's versus males, I'll say 2 years ago. I always knew that, but I didn't think this was going to be evident on a live stream. So I had to look at it like 3 years ago, we was talking about that. I saw one with Cerulean and the General went at it on a Friday. I think it was a Friday Special Madness stream, but yeah, when it got heated and all that. But you know how they calmed down. If that was anybody else, he would rip their head off. He did that several times. A lot of times, those are great streams. But these dudes right now, they just can't get a stream off. See, Sexy Head, aka Sexy Red, TV, y'all, the one in these spaces. Live says she's a trip. Yeah, she's a trip. I mean, but she knows what she's doing. I don't hate the girl. I'm just gonna let her be. But then you got the Sexy Red, the rapper, man. She's a total mess. Y'all hear about Nicki Minaj getting arrested in the Amsterdam? I thought that was wild on some drug stuff. Yeah, she's done, bro. And they said she's what, 41? Oh, she too old to be doing that. Them people in Amsterdam don't play. They don't play. I don't know why. And I'm just looking at it like, look, if y'all gonna talk about these relationship content, it's getting stale at this point because I already know from certain channels and they do their thing and it's understandable. But yeah, but that guy, man, what's it called, the divorce attorney that was on a night talk. If you watch his video about that with the divorce and what he said about how many people he done seen that get divorced more, and then a lot of people said they get remarried. That I thought that was crazy. Why would you remarry a young person? He said that guy was an idiot. This is a divorce lawyer said this to him. He wanted to say he's an idiot for doing it, and he was. Why you get married multiple times? To have a successful marriage is someone like what old boy said 3 years ago. You pass away, or she leaves you, or you leave her. She can have the success and whatever, and then you don't get married again or whatever. People choose not to get married again. You try that. It's not for everybody. It's just a choice of mindset. And then he tries to take religion out of it, and he has some solid good points. Sound like certain what these people in the spaces will say, but they don't say that. They just try to make it into an argument and sound dumb. But it's not worth mentioning it to these fools because guys like this will tell them, why would you do it? And they do it anyway. And that's the thing about this lawyer. And I thought I was crazy what he was saying, but he said some good shit. And I mean, it's good to hear it. And I'm glad. But he did one, I think Night Talk did one with the Hodge twins with Destiny. I ain't gonna get into that same sexual shit. And he confirmed that he's a same sexual, y'all. He said he was bi. That's what Destiny said. Destiny said he was bi. And he said that out of his own mouth with the Hodge twins. And y'all can go watch the Hodge twins' channel and talk about the interview with Destiny. And Destiny said he's a cock-a-doodle-doo. Cock-a-doodle-doo. He's a chicken. He said that. He had relations with a male. He said that on their platform. Now he'll try to lie and try to say, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. Yeah, he did. You gay, boy. You're the same sexual. You can't dictate nobody's sexuality. Who is you, boy? Darling, this is I ain't gonna say darling, but let me I'm pause right there, right quick. They try the people said, darling, you know you're gay. That's what the women would say. That's what a real woman would say. But Destiny's a clown, man. But that proves my point. He lost that debate with Mal Manor, man, aka Angry Man. But everybody, and that debate is stupid. I think, do I have that? Do I have that? I'm trying to figure out. Do I have that screenshot? And I think I do. Because it's kind of weird that people don't realize that I have stuff like that, and I have the screenshot of him. Yeah, I showed it a couple of years ago. It's no need, but I just say I have the screenshot of that with him, and they go debate. I got it on here too on my actual cell phone, my old phone that I use it for content and all that. Yeah, he admitted it on his stream. Absolutely, Khalil said it. Yeah, he admitted it on the stream. Oh boy, it was crazy. He admitted it. He admitted it. Now, Big J got mad at me about him being a simp. Big J, everybody knows you be simping, bro, for pure butterfly spirit. And I don't care for her like that. It's no shot at her, but dude, you're not gonna get the box from her, bro. Everybody's been calling you a simp during the pandemic and before, and they say you always love pure butterfly spirit. He do. That's why he capes for her. Now, I'm not saying if you're a simp, you're a simp. I ain't gonna deal with you offline. Online, we can be cordial and have a conversation, but I know you're a simp. And what did my man say? He's called him a gorilla simp. Yeah, he got mad at me in the comments trying to say, he said, "What's fire?" He's like, "You better approve something." I'm like, dude, calm down. Don't. You ain't showed your face. I showed mine's in the vlog stream. You never showed your face, nigga. Ain't nobody messing with Big J like that. You get cooked by everybody in these certain spaces, and you still get destroyed. And then try and claim he was part of that MGTOW shit. He was, and then you want to flip flop and try and be something like you're defending hoes. We don't know about Pure Butterfly. She could be a bona fide hoe. We don't know about her. She don't even show her face. Some people say she's a white woman. That's all I'm gonna say about that. I'm just gonna leave it alone because I don't care for her like that. I mean, she want to confront, that's cool, but I'm not gonna argue with her on this platform. Not on this one, no. Because I already know how they are. I'm not gonna waste my time on somebody that can get mad. She could throw a shot at me. I ain't gonna respond. I'll tell you this. If a female or female talks bad about me, if I say something not just derogatory, I ain't trying to be derogatory, but to them they are because they act like females. But if I say something disrespectful, I wouldn't care, and I ain't gonna respond to their disrespect. I'm not gonna tolerate it. I'm not one of these dudes to be pushed over like that. And especially, I'm not gonna argue back and forth with you. I'm not gonna waste my energy on no female. Nah, I'm just gonna ignore you because y'all don't like that. And most women and females do not like to be ignored, fellas. I learned that lesson when I was in my 20s, and I learned a little lesson why they didn't like it, not in a bad way, but in a good way to understand that's how they are. And it keeps coming back at me. When I turned 30, man, I just didn't give a fuck, man. I'm going to do what I'm going to do. Because people get mad over dumb stuff. You have to understand, a lot of people are broken. Yeah, man. Yeah, he gets cooked all the time. Yeah, he gets cooked every time. That's why I don't take him serious. I don't argue with him. And they accuse Boyd being the same sexual on Sharon's panel. What's that dude with the Solutions Group? Yeah. Everybody accused Big J is a same sexual and he's gay. I don't use the H word because that means human sexual. They stole that, but them people always be stealing shit all the time. But you have to understand what time it is, man. I'm not gonna argue with these weak motherfuckers on here because they're designed to create arguments. They're pathetic. See, here's the problem with them. Why don't y'all debate BGS on his platform? He ain't gonna jump you because he know what y'all about. Because they like to argue. I ain't got time for that. I've been on his panels several times. I think twice on his, and I've been on panels with him other times. I've been on a total of panels with him 15 times? You check the record from 2021. In 2020, I was in the chat room in this shit. I don't fuck with his ass no more. I don't know what happened to his channel. You get what he get. But me, on the other hand, I don't be over there in art. No, because at that time I knew. I know it's Gemini season. I mean, it ain't gonna be over until I don't know when it's gonna be over. I probably somewhere in mid-June, probably. I'll find out what it ends because I know my little zodiac thing because I want to see where it ends because because I got a folder right here. Okay. Yeah, twist zodiac. What does it end? Because I want to know because a lot of this stuff, compatibility horoscopes, and I know a little bit about it. Okay, so Taurus season ended on the 20th. Okay, it's just like us. Okay, May 21st, but it ends on June 20th. See, Gemini season ends in June 20th. June 20th is the last day of spring. The first day of spring starts in June 21st, and that's Cancer season. It ain't even June 20th yet. That's the thing. It ain't even June 20th, and then y'all over here charging with me. This ain't something. This is early part of spring. This is the late part, mid spring to late spring. Yeah, Gemini season is gonna last to the 20th. So okay, and then Cancer ends on the 22nd, and Leo starts on the 23rd of July, and then 22nd of August. Now Kobe, the 23rd of August, he's a Virgo. He's an Earth sign. Kobe had that attitude. I know everybody loves him as a ball player, but yeah, back to Tay's ass. But yeah, the 20th. It's the 20th. And it ends like that. But because everybody's celebrating if they Gemini's, they crazy as hell. I see this one girl, she's unhinged on X, but I don't think I said something to her. I hope I didn't tell her. I'm gonna leave it alone. I ain't gonna comment on that. That's a whole nother story on that. But then the other one, it's just crazy. It's been a wild week. Yeah, I mean, this week's gonna be wild. But girl kept saying, "Let's ban that," and I'm like, "Girl, do you know who watches that shit?" Everybody watches that. Most of them watch adult stuff, especially these females accusing men watching all that. No, most men don't care for that shit no more. And I'm just saying, bro, y'all got to calm down with all that. The lies is trying to say, well, men like all that. No, they don't, baby girl. You over here capping. What she say? It was last night. It was stupid too. I want y'all to look that bullshit up. Oh, girl, trying to sound like these dudes over here. And she's dumb as hell for putting it up. I think she deleted it or whatever. Let's see. She got it up there. That bitch deleted it. Hope she didn't delete that. Don't tell me she deleted that. She deleted that shit. She's crazy. She had to delete that because she probably getting backlash on it. Yeah, she getting backlash by these simps. Them simps don't want you to talk about OL. And she got simps on her channel. See, these females in these certain spaces don't realize that simps control your channel too. They hear shit like that, they're gonna go off. They'll probably go off worse than the women. Both of them will. I mean, the females, excuse me. Both of them in the sense they gonna go crazy. But you understand, people ain't gonna stop their addiction. And what she said she's a therapist. Girl, you're not a therapist. You ain't even licensed. They kill me trying to say I'm a therapist. That's that TikTok shit. See, TikTok done made them crazy, and they mad it's about to get banned real soon or sold off to someone else and hijacked by this country. It's another psyop if they get it. You know what's gonna happen to TikTok? Numbers gonna go down. And that's more numbers for who? Google and YouTube. And they want you to get TikTok as a platform. You can say what you want politically and all that other stuff, doing dances. See, YouTube, if they ever cut out YouTube shorts and then they tell us They make different. And here's what I envision what Google's gonna do. They'll divide everybody's content, what your content's about. They already asked you when you live stream. They want to see what you're talking about. And if you're one of those raw, hardcore like me, they'll put you in that section with Philly. They know you're with it. You get the algorithm, kind of like what X does, formerly known as Twitter does. They have certain algorithms what you like, and they put you in that category. It's going to be flooded in your algorithm. Elon knows exactly what people like, and they're going to give it to you. That's what the algorithm does. It's a control thing. Google's algorithm is more powerful because it stresses everywhere. So if you like that stuff, here you go, sir, and and they got you. So y'all got to be mindful of that. She has to understand you'll never get rid of it. No, because people always got money in lawsuits, and ever since the body cam era then started during the pandemic, it's gotten worse and worse and exposing a lot of people who they are. And I hope nothing happens to her. Well, I don't really care, but I'm just saying she has to understand when you're in these spaces, they do not care about your female qualities, man. Trying to preach game and shit. Like, stop it. They kill me. See, ever since the game stuff, I don't hate the game where, like, it's finessing, all that, but I grew out of some of that shit. But I understand people's culture. But don't y'all understand that shit's played out and everybody's on to that? They've been on to that for like years. For people to try to say it was a thing of a rebellion. They rebelled this shit for years. But see, since I come back on YouTube, I have nothing been more direct to most people. So, it'll be on the time like the hour tip, but this is the same old hour tip. Shouts to the people that come through, man. Like, I usually don't get that much people in the room, but knowing the last time I did that was like 3 years ago. I had a lot. I had like 24 at one time, 30 something in the room, and the most I had was 50 when the debacle of Sunday Madness, the second edition. Man, that shit was litty, and I don't even want to play that shit. That's a lot of live stream. So it's pretty much it. People come in and act crazy and all this other stuff. But I think people will hear, if y'all working and be on these on the daily, watching in my recordings of Malachi, I appreciate y'all, but I'm just saying, but be careful out here on these panels. They'll talk about anything, but no solution based on what's their problem. I had to get away from that. That stuff is non-conducive. So she trying to say OF needs to go and all this other stuff. She trying to say all that needs to go. No, it's not. OF is one thing, but banning the very thing they love the most, adult films and all that, that ain't gonna happen, girl. She live in delusional land. See, when you start talking like that on YouTube, you're a TikToker to run your mouth. It ain't no sense going to support that. You lose support because most of them probably watch that shit if you ask them. But if you hear females that claim they in your corner, girl, no, they're not. They support OF. It's over. The jig is up. Everybody knows what happens when they have one, and one of them used to have one. That's forever. You can't hide that. You can't hide that if you ever get married or be in a relationship. They probably said she ain't gonna watch the stream. Yes, she will. She probably skywatched and asked me about it, and she's probably getting pushback off of it. That was a dumb recording that she did. She should have explained the detail. See, when you listen to Candace Owens, that'll hurt your content, man. Like, don't play that game. I'm trying to see what I post. Because it's a psychological weapon to weaken our men. It ain't even a psychological weapon. Like, just stop watching it. It's not that hard. Always crying about it. The same people cry about it are the main ones supporting it. But you gotta understand, a lot of people just ain't got nothing else to do and they ain't got nothing to talk about. That's just the power of ignorance online. Online is just gotten lost its path. And that's just, I'm just looking at it for what it is. But people just get caught up on that. That's why I really want to talk about. But yeah, but my recordings with the Minoans, I felt like that's a good recording. I won't talk about something else because we're off of that. And that's a good group we talked about the most. That group was why I talked about the civilization of them. They have a lot of stuff in common. And, you know, I've been talking about that for years and years, dropping history, dropping a little science, yes, a little scripture there and there. And you want to talk about this stuff. I talk about stuff all the time. But you got a lot of people don't understand that that's the norm of everything. But you do have females talk bad about us back in the day too. You know, like at the time I was ignorant for saying they're women, but they're not all women. Also, I'm like girls anyway, because a woman would never, she know her place and know her society. Yeah, women debate and argue too, but not to the level they know they can't beat a man. And they give it up and that's it. Now, a woman, there's some things I don't agree with, but that's what type of woman she is. She's a woman and you give her that. As long as she ain't messing around and giving up the body, that's cool. But you got females out here talking shit. I know the difference between the two. I know the difference between the two. It's a very big difference. You got women versus females. It always have been. It's just, it's not talked about enough because a lot of people don't support certain things that they've done. So it's going to get to a level that people are going to get tired of their nonsense, and that's it for once and for all. Yeah, probably run its course. Yeah. But I don't think it's going to go anywhere because it's a $1 billion business. Because that Diddy shit, the trafficking, yeah, it's illegal. But then I'm not trying to preach about trafficking. I don't care for it. But if y'all perpetuate the same shit and the police work is dying off, you notice there's no funding. They stop protecting. That happens when chaos get like that. That's what Tay want. I don't think Tay's ready for that. See, she believes that monogamy is nonsense. That's why I can't take her seriously on her platform. I watch certain things she say, and that's it. But she's one of those. And then you know what's up with that. So you gotta look at that. And then you know, I see this stuff all the time. But yeah, but this is a stream that I just want to touch on. But she said something ban OF and on the adult stuff. I'm like, no, that's not gonna happen. Not on the internet. She's crazy. There's more research as that. What's the name of her channel? It's called it's Tay Tay Baby or something like that. I can't really think of it right now, but let me see. I mean, you can type it in the search. She looks like she's mixed. She claims she's Filipino, but which she's not. She looks like a black and a Mexican mixed up, but she's from, I think she's originally from LA, but she lives in Vegas. One of them types. You're in the heart of the place that Vegas runs. They believe in adult stuff and OF. This girl is crazy and delusional. If I was her, move out of Vegas. What are you doing? I mean, no shot at Vegas. Vegas is a sports town. I heard Vegas was a sports town. Like Colin Cowherd broke it down. He said, if you come to Vegas, and he was there for months, and he said it's a sports town. I didn't know it was a sports town. That's how they got the Raiders, because it makes sense why they got the Raiders. And what's that guy? Not guy. No, excuse me. Rasheed. Yeah, Rasheed Wallace. I used to watch him basketball. He said Vegas don't even have no clocks out there. To my actual clocks, like actual clocks. Like, most places have clocks, like tell time and all that. Vegas don't have that. There's a reason behind that. In certain businesses, there's a reason behind that. Because the lifestyle of the culture of the West, right? Only place I've been out west is probably Kansas. That's it. It's in the Midwest, but it's further Midwest. It's just, we're out there. So I would love to visit Arizona. Now, the other states, not so much above it. I'll visit. That's it. But I'm not going to stay there a long time. But that's just me. It's really that simple, man. Like, she said that dumb stuff. I just like, nah, this ain't it. This ain't it. What she's trying to do is start a war amongst her gender. And she's one of them types that want to say, oh, I love you, man. I love you, man. She's one of them pick me, mammy types. And they hate the word pick me. That's what you is. And she's damaged goods too. Nobody gonna put up with that. A so-called man she got ain't putting up with that. He's just tolerating it for now. But when he gets tired of it, he's going somewhere else. If you know what I mean. He going somewhere else. And that's just how I'm gonna look at it. But when you go somewhere else, you do damage. But people get caught up on a lot of stuff and say, hey, this is the stuff that we need to know and then talk about. But enough about her. It's a lot of females that claim that, I'm for women and all that. No, you're not. No, you're not. Only person that does that is River. And then what's up with that. But when I was thinking, I was in a deep thought right there. But that goes to show you what I have not missed much on YouTube. So if y'all don't see me posting a whole lot of stuff, that's for a reason why I'm doing it this year. Because I can report on stuff and say, hey, we here speaking our mind. Yeah, I got the mics and everything, but me at this point, I don't really care what niggas do, man. Especially on here. And Daquan Wilshire, he done went down. That nigga said, I shaved my head, boss. I said, nigga, you don't went down, nigga. He said it ain't gonna happen. Of course it ain't gonna happen. Because they're gonna have a riot. Females don't like each other. They don't like each other. Most women don't like each other. Because you got real women and then you got these fake ones known as females. They're losers. They're only mad because TikTok is getting banned. Most women don't like that, and they say get rid of OF. That's what guys like. That's not going to happen. It's always an excuse. Until they change their mindset, stop lying, then there you are. And I see the word EMT, so-called woman, got knocked out by a Puerto Rican dude or a Dominican dude from New York, and he had a right to defend himself, and then they arrested him because he hit a female. Stupid. That's stupid as hell to arrest somebody like that. Hicks Uncensored's got a good channel. He's got a great channel. I like his channel. He's straightforward, get to the point. He talks about those body cam videos, and he just go in there and just do damage. And that's the thing about me. When you have someone like that particular YouTuber, he know how to do it. He did it right. And it's uncomfortable to say like that. I don't be a part of mainstream. I don't think he knows my channel, but dude, I'm not a part of that. I've been flagged and knocked off on here when I wasn't monetized. So y'all act like y'all don't know who I am. I'm that dude, period. Being harassed by the government and all this other stuff. Y'all didn't went down that road, and I paved the way for you niggas to talk and speak, not just for live streams, but pre-records. My style of talking from 2012. But prior to that, I was into the entertainment stuff. I was young myself. See, when I was doing these videos, I was like 23 going on 24, and then and so forth. And then you understand what's going on. So, but yeah, I know Cool Daw, the Prophet, is live right now, talking about a bunch of nonsense like you always do. And it's just like, dude, just sit down, bro. Ain't nobody caring. I talk to y'all like I'll say 2 to 3 minutes. I got 2 to 3 minutes before I dip because I'm gonna get back to my rotation music and let this thing play it out. It's just crazy what people be saying on here, bro. They be saying the dumbest shit. The dumbest shit. And the dumbest shit always the dumbest shit always sells. And they gotta understand that is so stupid what you just said. And shouts out to the new subscribers that subscribe to the page. I mean, y'all don't have to. Appreciate y'all. And the Minoan thing, okay, it's slowly but surely. It's gonna get back up there. And appreciate y'all with the part 1. The live streams is gonna be what it is. And you do what your thing is, but they say some dumb stuff. I've been wanting to say this. I was going to say this for a vlog stream, but something told me about it. Do it on this particular current events. And we talk about YouTube topics and all that. But she came on there and had the nerve to say, let's ban it. But she's got 2 piercings in her cheeks. Y'all know who I'm talking about. That girl is crazy. And that's how I look at it. They'll say anything to get clicks, don't they? They'll say anything to get clicks. And that's how they do all the time. So you know how that goes. And I understand why people just don't like certain things or what goes on in topics, and And I understand. I understand people want to be seen and heard. But her platform done went down because of that. So when you talk about too much relationship content, you ain't got nothing else to talk about. So I'm versed in every topic. I do research and I see shit. I research it live, publicly for y'all, and I do this stuff. That's why I did the Minoans as I did. I didn't want to show you too much because I didn't say all the stuff I said about them at the time, what I thought about them. And that group is very interesting to learn. It piques my interest all the time, but you know how it goes. All right, y'all. Appreciate y'all coming through. Shouts out to DC Killer and Khalil and New, of course. Who else? APTV. Salute to him, man. Salute to him. Always support. And yeah, I'll see y'all on not the next Wednesday, but the Wednesday after the next. And shalom to the people of Israel. Shalom to the Gentiles of always. And I'll see you next time. And yes, we're going to talk about a lot of stuff. What's currently, and we're going to stick to it because the Diddy stuff, no diggity over here, aka no Diddy over here. Pause. But we are going to talk about why females pretend they don't like adult content. We might talk about that, why they don't like it. And then OF is trying to be like YouTube. I might do that on the vlog stream. Probably. I ain't going to promise you. I might. I might do it on the blog show. I might have to have a different title. I'm not gonna say actually. I'll come up with a title. I might write it down. Yeah, I might come. It might be tomorrow or Friday. I'm not sure. You may see a stream, whatever, because I'm gonna do something for this week, then next week, and just let y'all. I'll sit on it, and then have a recording. You know, of course, of another history group we're gonna talk about, and that's gonna be an interesting part. So with that, until next time, I'm signing off and I'm out.